Good morning, welcome back to another video. But it's kind of just been like a low level kind of deal. Also my hair does look a little weird because I don't have access to a hairbrush right now. I haven't had access to a hairbrush in like 4 days. So my hair has just been in plaits, but I really wanted to put it up in bunches, and it doesn't look too bad, to be fair, but it still looks a little bit shit, so I need to get a hairbrush. But basically, oh yeah, I'm at uni now. I'm gonna go meet a friend at a cafe because we haven't seen each other since May, I think, and it's currently September, so we haven't seen each other in a while. Okay, it's been about 6 months. So we're gonna go hang out because we're gonna go to a cafe, catch up, do a little bit of talking, because we haven't seen each other for a while. So today the newspaper has a stall at the Freshers Fair, so basically I have to go be there for that, because I'm a little editor. I'm gonna go help set up, and basically the Freshers Fair will starts at 10 AM. So I'm gonna go help set up. Yes, I figured you can come with me on a chaotic few days because I have committed to quite a few things. I've possibly overcommitted to a few things, but I figured this way, if I've like committed to too many things, I don't have a minute to think about how much I miss my dog. I have returned back to my flat after the things. It is still quite early in the day. I think it's about 1 PM now. Yeah. So it's 5 to 12. It's 5 to 1 in the afternoon, and I have just got back to my flat from coffee with my friend. That was lovely. I've also noticed I'm getting really warm. I've also noticed I'm getting really warm on my t-shirt, so I'm going to change my top real quick because as much as I love this t-shirt and I love it to absolute pieces, I am getting really warm, so I don't know if I want to change. Yeah, I'm going to change my top really quick, hold on. There we go. See, hopefully now I won't overheat. For my asthma, and I was like, oh, I said to the lady, and I was like, oh, I need to change my inhaler, I need to talk about my inhaler for my asthma and everything. She was like, and then I think she thought I was asking to get an appointment to see if I have asthma. She was like, oh, is it tight chested and everything? And I was like, well, a little bit. And I was like, hold on, wait, no, it is asthma, I have asthma, it's been diagnosed and everything. I just need to change my inhalers. And she was like, oh, the only appointment I have is tomorrow morning at 11:40. And I was like, that's okay, I can do that, that's perfect, I can do that. So I have an appointment. So yes, anyway, I have the Freshers Fair from English and Creative Writing Society today. I was there all day yesterday for book club, so I didn't really get a lot, if any, clips. If I got some clips, then they will be put in. However, I didn't get a lot. So I'm going to go Anyway, I gotta go, so I will see you later. I have returned. It's so warm outside, which is lovely, and I love that, but I have been in a room that's been air conditioned like all fucking day and I'm so cold. But it's lovely and warm outside, so take that off since I have just gotten back from the Freshers Fair. It is currently 3:41. Hold on, let me show you my watch better. Whoop. So it is currently 3:41 in the afternoon. I cut my hair last night. I completely forgot to mention that this morning. I cut my hair last night. I just got back from the Freshers Fair. I'm so tired, however, I am back from the book club. I think I got a little bit burnt. Basically, we had a bonfire. I've been back for 20 minutes, I think. It's currently 11:06 p.m. Yes. It's currently 11:07 p.m. I got back 20 minutes ago, I think. 30 minutes ago. I've been back a while, but I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I still haven't taken off my jacket and my shirt and everything, but I'm back. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 11:40 in the morning. That's the only thing that I really have set in stone for anything tomorrow. Other than rest and recuperate and hide from the world. Also, we had a bonfire of the book club and I was sat by the fire. I think that's a burn from the fire, despite not touching the fire. I think it's like a sunburn type thing because it stings a little bit, but anyway, I'm going to get changed because I've been wearing this outfit since 6 or 7 a.m. this morning and it's currently, 11:10 at night? It's currently, wait, let me show you. It's currently 11:10 at night. I'm tired, so I'm going to get changed. I got these at the Freshers Fair today. I haven't named them yet, but I asked my family group chat. I asked my family what I should name them. And the current winner is Mary and Shelley, as in Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein. So the current contenders are Mary and Shelley. I was hoping that Withnell and Marwood would win, but I think Mary and Shelley are the current winners for my little... for my little shark guy, my little purple shark, and my little pink carrot thing. I probably smell like campfire, but I don't really care. I showered last night, so I'm not going to shower again today, because I showered last night, which means my hair looks phenomenal. Also, I cut it last night. I cut it, funnily enough, 24 hours ago. So, that's been fun. But yes, all in all, a good day. I'm so exhausted. I haven't slept very well or very much this week or very well over the weekend. Oh, I also got a tiny little Greg Davis that I completely forgot about and I just found him in my back pocket. I got given a tiny little Greg Davis at the Freshers Fair today from the Taskmaster Society at my uni. So I've got a tiny little Greg Davis now. He's been in my back pocket all day. I completely forgot about that. And I'm just emptying my trouser pockets before I take them off. I hadn't realised that could come off, oh my god. But also, this is Dorian, and he came to the bonfire today, and he had a great time. He was also at the Freshers Fair yesterday. He came to the Freshers Fair yesterday, and he came to the bonfire with me today. I can't remember what I was saying. I'm so tired, I've forgotten everything I was saying. So, anyway, that's the update. I will take you along tomorrow. And hopefully I'll actually remember to... I'm struggling to find the words now, I'm so tired. But hopefully I will get a little bit more tomorrow. Because I actually don't have a lot to do tomorrow. I really don't have that much to do. I just have a doctor's appointment and then I don't really have anything else, which is great for me personally. Anyway, I will shoot. I'm gonna go take my makeup off and brush my teeth and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow. Hi. Hello. Good be there we go. Hello. It's currently Saturday morning, I think. Well, no, actually it's noon. I didn't do a lot yesterday. It wasn't as eventful. I didn't film a lot yesterday. So it's currently just after noon and it's Saturday. Yesterday was relatively uneventful. I did a bit of research for an article for the newspaper. I had a doctor's appointment, that went well. I went in town, bought some bits and bobs that I needed, came back and I hung out with a friend for ages, and then I got back at midnight, and from about midnight until about 2:30 in the morning I was working on the article again, and then I was going to edit it and then email it off, but I realised it was 2:30 in the morning, 20 to 3 in the morning, so I was like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to go sleep. So I've just made some coffee. I love this mug so much. It's a dog mug, it's got dogs on it, and I love this mug. My mum has the matching cat one. Take it off, hold on. I have yet to put my belt on. So my plans for today, or this afternoon really, is just edit that article for the newspaper, and I want to try and finish this book today because I am this far in. I have this left. I have this much left. I think I might be able to at least get it done today or tomorrow. I should be able to get it done this weekend. Anyway, I have a lot of work to do. I figured you could join me as well. Also, this book, I realised I've been reading this book kind of for a while. This book is really good, which is why it's upset me that it's taking me 2 or 3 weeks to read it, because I genuinely adore this book so much, which is really bad because it's a crime fiction novel. There's a lot of death and murder. I say a lot of death and murder. There's only been 3 murders. Granted, they were all horrific. They were so bad. They were quite ugly, gruesome. No, there's been 4 really gruesome murders in this book so far, and they're trying to solve it. And I think I love the writing style. I love the way that this story is being told. Obviously, the subject matter isn't pleasant, so I always feel a little bit weird that my favourite genre is true crime fiction. I always do feel a little bit weird that my favourite genre, my go-to genre, is always crime fiction and horror and thriller, because the subject matter within those novels tends to be really quite gruesome and really quite horrible. I would never even dream of thinking of doing any of this to anybody, but I always think it's so interesting to read it. But yes, anyway, basically, hold on, I'm going to tell it. Basically, this book is about this serial killer in Copenhagen. Oh, this is translated fiction, by the way. It's originally by a Danish author who I'm not going to try and say his name because I don't want to butcher it, but it's translated by, let me see, can I say her name? It's by Søren Sevastrup, and it's translated by Carolyn Waite, or at least my copy is translated by Carolyn Waite. And I'm really bad at describing books. So basically this book is about this psychopathic serial killer is terrorizing the city. He is killing young women with children. His 3 victims have all had children. The serial killer is targeting women, mostly women with kids. The first victim had 1 child, had a son. Second victim had 2 daughters, and the third victim had 1 daughter. And he basically is going around and he's killed these 3 women with kids, and all of these, and he's making these dolls. He's making these little men out of chestnuts. So he's making these little chestnut men. Hence the novel. Hence the title, The Chestnut Man. So he's leaving these little chestnut men with his victims, and so he's leaving these little chestnut. I'm gonna put that down. He's leaving these chestnut men on his victims as his calling card. So these little chestnut men are his calling card, and basically they examine these chestnut dolls to see if there's anything on them, to see if they can progress the case, and they find the fingerprint of a missing girl. They find the fingerprint of a girl who's been missing for about a year and has been presumed dead for roughly a year. This girl went missing a year prior and has been presumed dead for the bulk of that year. So her fingerprint being on all of these chestnut dolls is really quite spooky, and they can't explain it. They can't think of an explanation. I have a couple of ideas as to why this is, and it's quite frustrating sometimes. As the reader, you're like, oh, but there is an there's a possible plausible explanation. Is there a lot of plausibility to it? Maybe not, but it's at least an avenue that you could explore. And it's really frustrating having these ideas of stuff that could be an explanation, and the police don't even think about it. They just dismiss it without even thinking about it, and it's really quite irritating. So a pair of detectives are trying to solve this crime together, and one of them really wants to look into the case of the missing girl again, because he thinks there's going to be some thread, there's going to be something within that case. It's really quite interesting to read it, and it's also a little bit frustrating, but I think the book is so good, and I think they're slowly coming around now to looking a little bit more into the case of the missing girl, because they're like, shit, there actually is, like, there's no way that we can find an explanation for this. But yes, and I think this book is so well written, it's so fascinating. It is a translated book, so I am not reading it in the original language, unfortunately. I think it was originally written in Danish, I'm not 100% sure. I think it must have been written in Danish, because the author is Danish, so I'm going to assume that the book was originally written in Danish. My copy's been translated from the original language into English by Karen White in its original language, because I think that would be so cool. However, I'm not sure when that'll happen.